Alright, section 2.1 is about the distance and the midpoint formulas. And before we get to those, we need to start off recalling the rectangular coordinate system, or the Cartesian coordinate system. That's just your x and your y axis. Your x-axis is usually the horizontal one, and then your y-axis is the vertical one. It just splits a plane into these four quadrants. Quad 1 is in the upper right hand part. Quad 2, it goes, which way is this? Counterclockwise. Quad 3 is down here. And quad 4 is in the lower right hand section. Yeah, all these two axes, they're just two number lines laid on top of one another. So they cross here in the middle. So if that's 0 for x, this is the positive x direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like so on. And then your negative x's go back this way. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and so on. So the positive y goes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The negative y goes down. Right, so it's totally logical. Every point on this plane can be labeled with an ordered pair. Your x-coordinate always comes first, and then your y-coordinate. This is called an ordered pair. Right, so you always want to go in the x direction first, either to the right or to the left, positive or negative, and then you move in the y direction, either up or down. Up is positive, down is negative. So, for example, if I go to the right 3 and down 2 and put a dot right here, the coordinates of that point, in the x direction I went a positive 3, in the y direction I went down to a negative 2. So that'd be the point 3, negative 2. Okay, what if I had to label this point way up here on the y-axis? Notice that I didn't go left or right, so my x-coordinate is actually 0. Then my y-coordinate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went up 6. It's positive 6. Alright, let's try to name this one that's right here. Alright, that is on the x-axis. So from here I went 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, which is negative 4. Notice I did not go up and down, up or down, so my y is 4. Which I neglected to mention, right here in the middle, where they cross, that's the origin. X is 0, y is 0. It's called the origin. Oops, let's erase that. Okay. Alright, let's step over to this one over here on the right. It's Cartesian coordinate system. Look at this example. It says plot and label the points. We're going to label them with these letters. So the point A is the point negative 1, 5. The point B is 0, 2, and so on. Alright, so this is my x-axis, so you don't always have to label these. You don't have to label them. Let's put some tick marks on here. When you're drawing these, try to make these equidistant apart so that your graphs are accurate. Alright, plot and label the points. A, first of all, is negative 1, 5. Right, in my x direction, I go negative 1 and positive 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so that's about right there. I'm just going to label it with the letter A. Alright, let's try B. B is 0, 2. Okay, so 0, you don't go left or right, but 2, I have to go up 2, so this is B. C is a 3 and a 2, so in the x direction, 1, 2, 3, then up 2, just like that. That's point C. D is 3, 2. What happened to my 3, 2? 1, 2, 3, 2. What's up here? It disappeared. Alright. Down here, my D is negative 4, 0. So I go to the left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's right here. That is D. And E is negative 5, negative 2. So in the X, I go negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down 2 in the Y direction. Yep, that's right here. So that is point E. Okay, that's just plotting points. Yes, everyone probably did that. Maybe it was a while ago. No big deal. Have to remember how to do that. All right, here's the distance formula down here. Whoa. All right, the distance formula, you have to be given 2 points to begin with, an x1, y1, x2, and y2. So the distance between the 2 points is given by this equation. You take a big square root, subtract your x coordinates, make sure you square them, then you add in the middle. Subtract those y coordinates, make sure you square that. Right? So it's the difference between the x's squared plus the difference between the y's squared. And you take a big square root. This totally comes from the Pythagorean theorem. You can derive it really easily. But let me draw it for you. Let's say this is x1, y1. Just any ordered pair. Alright, and let's say x2, y2 is up here. x2, y2. Alright, what this distance formula gives you is the length of that line segment that joins the two. Of course, it wasn't exactly straight, but imagine that's a straight line right there. The distance formula gives you the length of that line segment that joins those 2 points. Alright, that's page 1 of the notes. I'm going to do page 2 in the next video.